MongoDB Transactions provide a way to perform multiple operations atomically and consistently across one or more documents. Transactions ensure that either all the operations in a transaction are committed or none of them are, thereby maintaining the consistency of the data. Here are some best practices for using transactions in MongoDB. Understand transaction limitations. MongoDB transactions are supported only on replica sets and sharded clusters using MongoDB version 4.0 or later. Transactions are not supported on standalone MongoDB instances. Choose the right transaction type. MongoDB supports two types of transactions: multi-document transactions and distributed transactions. Multi-document transactions are suitable for transactions that involve multiple documents within a single replica set or a sharded cluster. Distributed transactions are used when the transaction involves multiple replica sets or sharded clusters. Keep transactions small. Keep transactions small to avoid contention and long locks. Long-running transactions can cause performance issues and lock contention, which can negatively impact the database's performance. Use optimistic concurrency control. Use optimistic concurrency control to handle conflicts that may occur when multiple transactions attempt to modify the same document at the same time. MongoDB uses a version number to ensure that transactions do not overwrite each other's changes. Use retrieval writes. Use retrieval writes to automatically retry failed writes due to network errors or other temporary failures. Retrieval writes ensure that the transaction is executed atomically and consistently. Plan for rollback. Plan for rollback in case a transaction fails. MongoDB transactions automatically roll back if any part of the transaction fails, but you should still plan for rollbacks in case of unexpected issues. Test and optimize. Test and optimize your transactions regularly to ensure optimal performance and reliability. Use MongoDB's built-in monitoring and performance tools to track performance and identify bottlenecks. Use transactions only when necessary. Use transactions only when necessary, as they come with a performance cost. If you can accomplish the same task with individual operations that do not require a transaction, then that may be a better approach. Design your data model for transactions. Design your data model with transactions in mind. This means that you should group related data into a single document to ensure that transactions operate on a single document as much as possible. This approach reduces contention and improves performance. Use transactions for critical operations. Use transactions for critical operations, such as financial transactions or operations that update multiple documents. Transactions ensure that these operations are performed atomically and consistently, reducing the risk of data inconsistencies and errors. Monitor transaction performance. Monitor transaction performance regularly to ensure that the transactions are performing well and not causing any bottlenecks. Use MongoDB's built-in monitoring tools or third-party monitoring tools to track performance and identify any issues. By following these best practices, you can effectively use transactions in MongoDB and ensure that your data is consistent, reliable, and scalable.